Stillwaters Resort on Table Rock Lake in Branson, Missouri. I'll give you the lowdown on it. There's some dirt that I'll share, and I'll let you know about our overall experience. So, who am I? I'm Greg. I'm with Yankee on the Prairie. Join me on my journeys as we travel around, see things around this country, beautiful things around this country, and I share my life with you. Do me a favor, click that subscribe button and join the journey with me. All right, let's start talking about Stillwaters Resort. The beginning of May 2024, my family and I had the pleasure of going on vacation to the Branson area, and we had decided to stay at the Stillwaters Resort on Table Rock Lake in Branson, Missouri. Now, let's see, where do we start? Let's start with check-in. So when you come up the main road to Stillwaters, you'll find on the right-hand side of the road, there is a building. It looks like a normal building, but when you go around to the side of the building to park, you see it's actually a triple-wide office mobile complexy thing. But anyway, so I parked and I go in and I see on my left and my right, there's some people seated at a desk. And I believe there was a sign there that said those were concierge. And then straight ahead, there's two people at another desk, and that's check-in. So I wait my turn, I go up to check-in. Check-in's no big deal. That seemed to go well. And then they tell me I have to go to the concierge to get my Wi-Fi password. Like, whatever, okay, they want to introduce me to the concierge. That's kind of a nice feature, especially since there's so many things to do in Branson. A concierge could be a nice touch. So I go over to the concierge. I quickly find out it's not really a concierge. That's the name they give it, or give the person who works there. The concierge is your pre-sales person for their timeshare program. Now they will quickly tell you it is not a timeshare. It is a membership. Or they'll tell you it's a vacation club. But I did also find an ad where they're looking for sales reps for their membership, and it's beneficial to have timeshare sales experience is what their ad says. So regardless of which one of the three phrases you use, this concierge, the whole point of the concierge, which is not a concierge, the whole point of this concierge is to set an appointment for you to take a tour of the resort. And they keep pushing and won't stop with you have to take the tour. They offer you supposed deals. I looked up the pricing of what they were offering. The deals aren't really that great that they're offering you on things around Branson that you can do that they'll save you money on if you take the tour. So in a weak moment, I asked, how long is the tour? They said, 2 hours. Like 2 hours of my vacation I have to spend on a tour for what? To buy a timeshare that I don't want? I just came to the resort. I paid you good money for my room. I'm not taking a tour of the resort to buy a timeshare from you, to enter a 2-hour high-pressure sales pitch. So be forewarned, when you check in, you're going to be pushed and pushed and pushed to take the timeshare tour of the resort. All right, that out of the way. No, I did not sign up for the tour. Not going to have it. You leave that building, and the map they give you, this map, oh yeah, as you refuse to take the tour, they keep circling things and trying more and more and more. So that's why there's lots of circles on here, because I wouldn't take the tour. So let me see here. You check in here, and then they would make you believe, looking at the map, that this is all just the resort right behind it. No, actually, you leave the check-in building on the main road. This is the main road. And Silver Dollar City is right over here off that main road. You drive down this road next to the building. And it's a good distance down. There's other properties right here that you kind of drive past. And I believe they do own like all the property directly behind the building where you check in. But you drive down this road and then you kind of enter the resort area. Now, in what looks like the resort area, there are other buildings here that look like they may be private residences. There's private residence looking buildings over here. There's one other one, let's see, I think it's like right here that looks like a private residence. So the resort feels like it may have been built in what was a community, And for the most part, they've bought the property, but there's still some other properties around. It's not an enclosed private resort. Most of the land is the resort, but there's other properties that surround it that are not theirs, is what it appears to be. And there's even a property or two kind of within the resort area that look like private residences. So be aware of that. We stayed in a 2-bedroom condo. The 2-bedroom condo looked like it had been fairly recently remodeled, not like yesterday, but within the last several years it had been remodeled. So it was in good shape. The condo felt like it would have normally been an apartment style condo for somebody. It was 2 bedrooms, central air. It had a very narrow small kitchen, which is fine. It did have a washer and dryer and 2 bathrooms. We had a 2nd floor walk-up, which was fine. So the condo was decent. It did have a balcony that looked out over trees. There wasn't a great view of much else besides the trees. Like if you wanted to see the lake, the condo we were in, you couldn't really see the lake from. They have other lakefront condos and units that were available. That's not where we were. So I really don't have any complaints about the condo we were in. And then let's see, I'm kind of walking around the property. Okay, so one of the big things that they're going to push is this endangered rainforest building that they're building. It's supposed to, I think, be kind of an indoor water parky kind of thing. Apparently this building has been under construction, from what I understand, since 2016. It is now 2004, and the building is not complete yet. So as much as they push that this building is going to be the next big thing, who knows when it's going to be the next big thing. So just so you know that. Now, there are 2 pools. Actually, there's 3 pools, but one was not functional when we were there. It was drained, and they were working on it. It wasn't like just an abandoned nasty pool. It may have had a leak or something that they were fixing, but they were actively fixing it. The other 2 pools, one is a little bit smaller and had a cool water slide. The other one was larger and shallow. Not terribly shallow, but shallow, great for families, and had lots of chairs and lounges and things to hang around. And that one had a water slide behind it that came into a kind of a splashdowny tube of its own, but it didn't go into the pool. The smaller pool, the water slide went right into the pool. So that was kind of cool. Stillwaters has volleyball courts and basketball courts. They were decent. They have, what else? They have like an arcade game room. One thing odd about the arcade game room was there's a token machine, and all the arcade games show how many tokens you need for the games. But nothing there at the time we were there said how many tokens you get for the dollars you put in the token machine. Little strange. All right, there is a building, like the first building on your left as you're coming down that road from check-in. That is a multi-purpose kind of building. It is the pizza store, the general store, and the coffee shop all in one. I don't know when the coffee shop's actually like really running. I think the pizza people run over and make you a cup of coffee if you want a cup of coffee. The general store section, it's really, I think it was 4 shelves of stuff in kind of a corner that's not super obvious. It is what it is. If you needed some essentials, they have it. The pizza section was simply that. It was a counter where you could order pizza. There is no indoor dining at Stillwaters Resort. But the pizza shop had like a porch. That was a nice place to go out and eat your pizza. There were also some coolers in there that had some ice cream or novelty type things and some candy bar and chips, I think, some drinks, a few other necessities as well. So that was a nice feature. In the basement of that building, there was a laundromat that I believe had 2 washers and 2 dryers. Nothing fancy. It kind of actually looked a little run down. But hey, if there's a washer and dryer in your unit, you don't need the laundromat facility anyway. Across that road that you come down where the pizza shop is on the left, on the right are the other 2 food type establishments, Thirsties and El Jeffy's. So Thirsties is a bar, but it's not really a bar. It's a storage container or a shipping container that they've turned into a bar to serve out of, and then it's all outdoor seating. Jeffy's is the back of a box truck put on the ground that they've turned into a Mexican food stand, also with outdoor seating. That has like a deck area built that you sit on. They're right next to each other, so you can cross over between the two, I guess. But any kind of weather that comes, they just close those, so then there's no food there. So just be aware of that. We ate at El Jeffy's, and I got some drinks from Thirsties. Yeah, Thirsties. The mixed drinks from Thirsties were ridiculously expensive. The draft drinks were fairly priced. El Jeffy's was priced like a resort restaurant would be priced. The food was good, but it was the back of a box truck and you sat outside. So take it for what it's worth. Let's keep looking around. I don't want to miss anything. Okay, so now let's go down to the docks. The docks, you come through the resort, out past some other buildings, and now we're entering like this area that are other properties is what it looks like, all in here. You pass them and you go down to the docks. The docks, I believe, may be like common land that sort of is taken over by the resort, but there's other docks there that are clearly not the resort's docks. They have separate permits on them, things like that. At the docks, they have aqua bikes, which are free to use. They're like a tricycle with big balloon tires that you ride on the lake. They have kayaks, which are free to use. They have stand-up paddle boards, which are free to use. And they have cane fishing poles there, which are free to use. The gentleman who runs the docks, he was a really nice guy, very friendly, very helpful. He'll help you with anything you want. Super great guy. I was really pleased with him. And then he did have an assistant the next time I went down there. That guy was also very friendly, very helpful, very happy with the guys down at the docks. There's no like beach at this area. It's very pebbly, very rocky, but you can also swim here. Now, also at the docks, they have wave runners, pontoon boats, and bow rider boats. All of that equipment looked fairly new. I know for a fact that the wave runners, they acquired about 2 years ago. They're very well kept, very nice. The pontoon boats and the bow riders also looked fairly new, and they had a lot of those boats. Apparently they had bought 8 wave runners, only 4 of them were there. The other 8 had been damaged by guests and were either being repaired or were unrepairable. And they weren't there. They were, I guess, at the marina where they do repairs. So that is the docks. The docks were well kept. Like I said, the dock hands were really nice. The boats seem like fantastic boats. So guys, that is Stillwaters Resort on Table Rock Lake. Just be prepared when you check in. It is going to be a high pressure to take the tour. Oh, and then one night I stopped by the convenience store down the street. And as we're leaving the convenience store, there's a guy at a table inside the convenience store. He's a concierge for the resort. Again, trying to push the timeshare crap at the resort. So, I mean, it's excessive how much they're pushing their membership, their timeshare, their vacation club, whatever they want to call it this day. They've used all 3 terms now that I've seen and heard directly from them. So just be prepared for that. Other than that, it is a decent property. Oh, they have mini golf. We played mini golf. Mini golf is free. You get the clubs yourself. Oh, something else. The rooms have like horrible toilet paper. I mean, it's like thin sandpaper. Not too pleasant, but they do no maid service while you're there. So you have to go replenish your supplies yourself. Get new towels, get new toilet paper, get new whatever, trash bags. You have to take out your own trash, and they ask when you leave that you clean up and take out your own trash as well. Not what I expect from a resort. I kind of expect them to take care of those things for me. But again, not a deal breaker. Overall, the property's pretty nice. It's just they're somewhat on the cheap side with some of that stuff like that. And they're very pushy with their membership club thing. So overall, do I recommend Stillwaters? Yes and no. I personally am not sure I would stay there again. I don't want to deal with their sales tactics. I don't care for that. For a resort, I expected the amenities of like they'd restock my room when I needed it restocked for me. I wouldn't have to go restock it myself. And really, even though it was only taking out the trash and some basic cleanup of my room, I felt like that should have been done for me too. I shouldn't have to go take out my own trash before I leave and check out. So that's my thought. Not a bad place. The property is decent, but I personally will not be staying at Stillwaters Resort again. I hope this is helpful for you to know what Stillwaters oh, yeah, let's see. They also give you this when you check in, and this with, of course, your concierge phone number direct so that they can check in on you. This is the pizza brochure and the Stillwaters Resort brochure. So guys, that was my experience at Stillwaters Resort. I hope this is helpful for you to know what to expect from Stillwaters Resort.